What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we're going to be opening another Keyforge deck. I like opening Keyforge decks. I don't have anything else to say in the intro. Let's get to it. Now, I have, like I did on my previous video, I've already scanned the QR code just to make things a little bit easier. So on a separate screen here, I've got the deck so I can refer to scans without having to do that awkward thing where I have to turn the card and look at it and all that malarkey. Just makes life a little bit easier. So who do we have here? We have Emptina, Fleet Forum Emperor. It's not the best name I've seen. It's not the worst. And apparently, in terms of houses here, we've got Brobnar, Sanctum, and Dis. Untamed. I want Untamed and I want a bear deck. I want a deck with like 4 bears and 2 bear flute. Maybe the upgrade as well, but mostly bears and bear flute. So, you know, that's what I'm excited about. So, as always, we will flick these into 3 different houses and we'll do them one at a time. What I will say is I'm getting a lot of Dis. I think of the 4 decks I've opened so far, 3 of them have had Dis, and I like Dis because it's disruptive. And taking a very quick look at the deck before we get going, there are 2 rares in this deck. So there's not a lot of rares. Not necessarily the end of the world, but it is not a rare heavy deck. The one we looked at yesterday or a couple of days ago, we had 4. So we start off then with Toxin. 3 power, 0 armor's not great. When I reap, my opponent discards a random card from their hand. Well, that seems nicely disruptive. We have a copy of 2 copies, in fact, of Guardian Demon here. 4 power's a little bit better, and when I play or fight or reap, I heal up to 2 damage from a creature and deal the amount of damage I healed to another creature. That seems kind of fun. I like that you can get it when you reap. We have 1 copy here of Drumble. It's got Elusive, which is nice. Doesn't take damage the first time. 2 power's alright. It's not. No, it's not. No, sorry, it's not. That's just low. And when I play it, if my opponent has 7 or more Ember, capture all of it. Oh, I like this. I like that a lot. My opponent's getting ready to forge a key. Oh, that's quite nice. That's quite nice. To be honest, when it comes to my turn, if my opponent's got lots of Ember, they've probably just forged a key. So the chances of them having 7 or more, it's kind of low, but you never know. Might happen. I suppose anytime they're getting ready to forge, they will. It'll happen sometimes. One of my 2 rares, we've got Key to Dis. Sacrifice Key to Dis and destroy every creature. I know, right? That could be nice and disruptive. We have 3 Fates that we did get in the previous deck. And I destroy the 3 most powerful creatures. And I get an Ember bonus in the process. Pandemonium, which also gives me an Ember bonus, is quite nice. Each undamaged creature captures 1 Ember from its opponent when I play it. So again, I've got to make sure I play it when my opponent's got few creatures or lots of Ember. But that's alright. I can deal with that. Hand of Dis is an action. And I destroy a creature not on a flank. It's mildly disruptive. That could be fun. It's not amazing. And we have 2 Gateway to Dis. Destroy each creature and gain 3 chains. Now, that's a lot. That is a lot. Especially if I use both of them. So I could be building up chains a lot. But if I play against a creature-heavy deck with 2 Gateway to Dis, that could be a lot of fun. We have a Control the Weak. When I play it, I choose a house on my opponent's identity card, and my opponent has to choose that house as their active next turn. So I can basically just stop them doing stuff which I don't want them to do. And there's an Ember bonus in there as well. And we finish off with Arise. Choose a house, return each creature of that house from your discard pile to your hand, and again gain a chain. But bearing in mind, there's just creatures, isn't it? I mean, that's got a playability, and that's got a playability. I don't have many creatures for this. This, I've got lots of actions here, which is kind of cool, and lots of Ember bonus. I like the discards. you know, we've got, I mean, that one's got an Ember bonus, that one's got an Ember bonus, that one's got an Ember bonus. And I can really hurt my opponent with some of those cards. Moving into Sanctum then, we start off with a copy of Sergeant Zakiel. 4 power, 1 armor's alright. I may ready and fight with a neighbouring creature. Doesn't say friendly creature. So when I play it, not only do I get to use an extra creature, but I get to use one that's not necessarily Sanctum. That sounds good to me. I've got Hail the Merchant, the other rare in the deck. 3 power, every time I play an artifact, I gain an Ember. Now, I suppose it depends on how many artifacts we have. I mean, going to this so far... yeah, there's no... I didn't get any artifacts in this. Hopefully we'll have to keep an eye on that as we go through the rest of the deck. Because so far, we don't have any artifacts. We have a Grey Monk. 3 power, 0 armor. Each friendly creature gets 1 armor. And when I reap, I get to heal 2 damage. So that's not too bad. We have a Champion Anaphiel. 6 power I like a lot. 1 armor I like a lot. And it's got Taunt. So my neighbours cannot be attacked unless they have Taunt. We've got Bulwark. 4 power, 2 armor. I mean, the stats are alright there. Actually, we got 2 copies of Bulwark. I lied to you. 4 power, 2 armor. And each of my neighbours gets 2 armor. So, just nice for giving yourself a little bit of a wall against your opponent. Ah, there's an artifact. We at least have an artifact. Whispering Reliquary. Return an artifact to its owner's hand. That's kind of cool. I like that I can get rid of my opponent's artifacts. And then we have the Spirit's Way, an action. I destroy each creature with a power of 3 or higher. Now I've got 3 of my 5 creatures here are more than 3, but even so, again, it's not a one you just blindly put down every turn, but that could be good. The Harder They Come. When I play it, I purge a creature with a power of 5 or higher. So actually, between the 2 of them, I'm getting rid of a bunch of creatures. And that's purge. They ain't coming back. I have 1 copy of Cleansing Wave. When I play it, I heal 1 damage from each creature. And gain 1 ember for each creature healed in this way. And then we finish off with 2 copies of Blinding Light. Choose a house and stun each creature of that house. And we get an Ember bonus as well. Of course, very interesting if my opponent's got some overlapping houses with myself. Okay, I liked the disc. I mean, I'm not completely sold on Sanctum yet. I like that there's a little bit of disruption here, which is quite nice. But each of the creatures there, we got a little bit of armor, but they don't jump out to me as amazing cards. Although, as always, if you disagree, that's why there's a comment section. So finishing off with Brobnar then, we know there's no rares, but hopefully there'll be some fun ones anyway. So starting off with Blood of Titans, it's an upgrade that gives me an Ember bonus. The creature gains plus 5 power, and I get an Ember when I play it. Yes! Oh, that's cool. I like that. War Drummer, 3 power, 0 armor, but when I play it, I return each other friendly Brobnar creature to my hand. Good if they're about to be KO'd. Good if there are any coming into play abilities. Like Smash, for instance. This could be fun with War Drummer. So Smash, I stun a creature when I play it, and it's got 5 power. Brobnar are quite famous as the big smashy creatures. Headhunter. I mean, look, he's all over the box, he is. 5 power, and when I fight, I gain an Ember. That's kind of cool. Valda. 2 copies of Valda, I should say. And Valda here, 6 power, and I deal 2 damage when attacking an enemy creature on the flank. Well, 2 extra damage. That's kind of cool. We then have Gauntlet of Command. When it's an action, and I ready and fight with a friendly creature, gives me an extra attack every turn, which is quite nice. We have an Unguarded Camp. For each creature you have in excess of your opponent, I capture an Ember. Nice. But I can only capture 1 per creature. But I get an Ember bonus anyway. So it's worth playing sometimes just for the Ember bonus. Especially if you're just about to redo your... If you shuffle your discard pile back into your deck. Copy of Coward's End. Destroy each undamaged creature and gain 3 chains. Oh, there's some chains in this deck, ladies and gentlemen. Now, some of these cards are stuck together, which I have noticed in some of the decks. We then have a Blood Money, which plays 2 Ember from the common supply onto an enemy creature. Okay. We have a copy of Anger. Sorry, 2 copies of Anger. Ready and fight with a friendly creature. So that's kind of cool. They allow me to fight with a friendly creature. And I'm sure there was another one here. Yeah, that allows me to ready and fight with a friendly creature. Now, there do seem to be a few chains going on here, which is potentially a little bit sad. But the problem is I've got a bunch of Brobnar, and then I've got like 3 Fates. Destroy the 3 most powerful creatures, which is not ideal. And just a couple of other discs that destroy all the creatures, and Brobnar, there's some good creatures. Now, as with all of these, it's going to come down to what happens when we play the deck. This doesn't strike me on this initial sign as a particularly great deck. It's probably alright. Certainly the last one I opened seemed a lot more fun than this. But I suppose Emptina, Fleet Forum Emperor, will just have to wait. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I will be playing some games with these decks and uploading them to the channel, so look out for that. For the time being, make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.